Hi, we are back for our Art Talk presentation number 2. And this week I decided to study Las Meninas by Diego Velasquez. And he was an artist that was around in the Baroque timing of everything. He was in Spain, born 1599 and died in 1660. And this painting was painted in 1656, only 4 years before he actually died. So it really was an interesting painting that depicted his talent and his intellect and everything around him in the timing as well. He really founded some of the different brush strokes and Venetian colors and light and dark and all these different things. Also his point of illusion and point of distance that really just explained this painting and all of its different qualities that it possesses. It just has a very timeless effect in the time of painting and when it was really a still not such a used medium of art and things like that. So here is a picture of the painting, and in the middle you can see that is Princess Margaret Theresa, and she is the daughter of King Philip IV. And the picture shows that she, it's believed to be in the setting of Velasquez's art studio, actually. And the purpose of the painting, they're not sure whether, critics aren't really sure whether the painting is meant for the actual scene to be painted, or if it's just to get Princess Margaret to include her in a family portrait that he had earlier started that is seen in the mirror right in the back. I'll try and get, so in this mirror right here you can see King Philip and his wife, and it's not sure whether it's a mirror actually depicting them in the place of the studio, but maybe believed to be a portrait already started and Margaret is being kind of painted to be collaborated into the original painting of the royal family. So although they're not positive whether the actual scene is being painted, it's a scene of Margaret with people around her, some friends around her, and a dog believed to be entertaining her while she has to sit for this elaborate portrait by Diego himself. So one of the things I found super interesting about this painting is that it's coming right after the Renaissance times that we learned about last week, and Diego Velasquez himself, this is his studio, and I've never really seen or studied a picture or a portrait that has an artist painting themselves into their portrait. So in the Renaissance times, it was really believed that it was a time away from the Middle Ages of where they really held themselves highly, and it was more for self-fame rather than self-denial and to really get their name out. And Velasquez was one of the most loved and cherished confidants of King Philip IV in his 30 years of practice in the kingdom. So I really love that because it shows how closely in the Baroque period that these artists and the people that are there and doing all the paintings for the kingdom and for the palace are really a part of the family, and they're seeing life totally in just a way that we wouldn't see today in royalty or in celebrities. One of the reasons I also pictured this is it made me think of celebrity kids today. Like, how often are they put on the limelight or in a special scene or in the light where they really don't have an option to be entertained? So they're lucky if they have friends or an animal or family that get to go with them to entertain them while their parents are shooting movies or talk shows or other things that they're doing, and they have a small chance of being a regular child. So we see this princess, all elegant in her dress, still kind of diverting her eyes to her friends and looking for that entertainment like any child really would. So I thought that was really interesting. I love the Baroque style because it was the start of the it's called the Illusionment movement, and this Baroque Venetian style is the foundation of this movement of really small brush strokes that from very close up, you can see the fine detail in each stroke. And from even just a couple feet away, it looks like silk, and it's this fur and flowery depiction of all of this. So it's really cool, the style of that. One thing that this painting really holds to be super interesting is the point of illusionment. And in this picture, you're able to see that the point of illusionment is actually this back door. And this man, it seemed to be a mystery man, and nobody's really sure what he is, where he comes from. And as I kind of found and look up different things, I found this amazing YouTube video, and it was from the point of an art critique. And he says that is actually a palace official that is checking on the scene, checking to make sure that the princess was doing well. And he states that because of this illusionment, normally our eye goes to this mirror in the back of the room, and that would be the point of distance that our eye would focus on. And that's as far as it could go. But because that doorway is lit and the hallway seems to be open, our eye is able to go much farther back, and it changes the whole entire perspective of the painting to really even suggest like what is on the actual canvas being painted. Nobody really knows. It's a painting of a setting that's taking place rather than actually knowing what Velasquez is painting himself. So I love the mystery behind the painting. I love everything about it, and I really hope to continue to learn more. It caught my attention for so many different reasons. It was really interesting to learn kind of about that time. I love that it has vibrant and Venetian colors. It contrasts light and dark. They really focus on realism in the Baroque style rather than idealism. So a lot of real looking faces and settings and life, those types of things. So it was a really interesting to read about it and to look it up, and I really enjoyed my study on it. So I hope to learn more. I hope you learned something, and I hope you all have a great week.